Hey y'all, it's Abroad on a Budget, and I just finished filing my American taxes, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to talk about something that usually comes up when people talk about Sweden or perhaps Norway or Denmark, but really kind of any European country, and that is taxes. We hear a lot. I get questions often from people, how bad are the taxes? How difficult are the taxes? Do they take crazy numbers. Like people have actually asked me if 80% of my income goes to taxes. Absolutely no, not even close. In fact, if you flip that number, that's about more realistic. So I wanted to talk today about what it is like with my real numbers budget to live and work in Sweden. How much of my paycheck goes to taxes? What do I get for those taxes? And what do I think about it? My personal experience, having lived here for 2.5 years, and if I think the taxes are, I guess you could say, worth it. So I went ahead and ran the numbers, and I did everything in, I translated the currency, so they're in US dollars and Swedish crown. So looking at it on a month-to-month basis, my monthly salary before taxes in US dollars is about $3,800. So I'm grossing about $46,000 a year. Now, what happens whenever we take a chunk out of taxes? Well, my monthly salary of about, let's say, $3,800, out of that, I pay about 24% of my salary in taxes. Now you might be thinking that number is much lower than I was expecting based on maybe the stereotypes or the kind of stories that go around about Sweden, and it is. I think that a $46,000 a year income is very comfortable for me as a single person, and I'm only paying 24% of it in taxes. That's about $925 a month. So in my pocket every month, I get direct deposited about $2,900. So about $36,000 a year after taxes. Now, what's important to note is, what do I get for my taxes? Well, I'll tell you. It's not just $925 of straight taxes. About $360 of it is actually going to my pension for my retirement. And yes, even if I'm not living in Sweden, by the time I turn 65, I can contact the government, give them my information, and then they will begin to pay my pension to me. So even if I move away from Sweden, I move back home to America, whatever happens, I can access this pension. So again, I'm paying about 24% of my monthly income to taxes. That's about $920, $925 depending on the exchange rate. But about $360 of that is going to my retirement to help me whenever I need it when I'm older. So what do we have left? We have $560 a month in taxes. So out of that $560 a month, I have my health care completely taken care of. There is a limit of what I can spend per year on health care, and that amount is about 120 American dollars. So if I need to spend more than 120 American dollars, to put it into context, a doctor's visit is only $20, and that includes everything. So if I go to the doctor and I'm ill and I have to have blood drawn, they don't charge me extra for that. I just go in, I pay $20, and under that $20, everything is covered. Blood tests, anything that happens in that doctor's office, which one time I went into the doctor's office and I ended up having to be taken to the emergency room. I was observed all day long. I was given, I think, 4 different EKG monitoring intervals that happened. I was taken off to an x-ray. I was given a blood test. The doctor two different doctors saw me 2 different times each. I had my own bed, all of that. I was in there for almost 12 hours. And I paid $20, and I never had to worry about, getting a bill. So that is one part of what my $560 of taxes goes to. Remember, breaking this down into pieces, it's a $925 a month tax burden of about 24% of my salary, and $360 of that goes to my pension. So $560. What am I getting for it? A big one, healthcare. So it's about $560 a month, and it pays for everything. And y'all, since I have been here in Sweden I just have some kind of bad luck when it comes to health stuff. I have been in the ER. I have had to have heart tests. I have had to have allergy tests. I've had to have all sorts of different things happen. Every single year, I get a free gynecological visit. It's absolutely free because it's considered preventative care. I've gotten a full body mole check because I've had problems with precancerous moles. I have, I had a concussion and I had to go to the emergency room. Just far and away, every single time I've had to go get healthcare, I have been very satisfied with the support I've gotten, with the care I've gotten. No, I haven't had to wait in terrible long lines. I've never had I've never had a bad experience. So, out of the 560 I have left of the taxes that I'm paying, a big chunk of that is healthcare, and I do think it's worth it. When I was in America paying for a private health insurance policy, I was paying about $250 a month independently, and I'm a healthy young person. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I had to pay $250 a month, plus $50 every time I went to the doctor, plus paying for tests and all of that other stuff. So out of the $560 a month that I'm working with in terms of the benefit of my taxes, a big one is healthcare. The other thing is public transportation. The public transportation system in Sweden is great. As a result, I don't have to have a car. And if you get a monthly pass that is absolutely unlimited, you can go anywhere, including on the ferries, including on the commuter trains. You can get like almost 2 hours away in any direction on this card, and it costs about 80 American dollars a month, which is cheaper than my liability-only insurance that I was paying on my car. And then, of course, that doesn't include repair on the car, upkeep on the car, gas, all that other stuff. So that's another part of what my taxes cover. Another huge thing that my taxes cover is all of the benefits that I have in my workplace. If I have to move once a year, I have a moving day where I'm given a fully paid vacation day to move, because my work appreciates that my weekends should be for me to rest and to recuperate so that I can come back on Monday and do a great job at my work. And if you have to move, it's very stressful. And so once a year, you are given a moving day. Whenever I am sick, the first day of being out sick, I am not paid. Every day after that, I am paid 80%. If I'm on long-term disability, I get 80%. If I need to go to see anything related to my mental health, this is also covered. If I wanted to become a parent, I would have 18 months of paid maternity leave and or paternity leave for my partner to take. In the summertime, I actually make slightly more money. It's called vacation pay. So over Christmas and over the summertime, because they know people will be traveling, you actually make, let's see, what is the number? It's an extra 0.08% on your daily rate. So you get paid more when you're on vacation, because you might be traveling with your family, or you might be needing to take a break, and so they take that into account. Finally, I get an exceptional amount of vacations and public holidays, and not just me because I'm a teacher, but all Swedes get this. I think for everyone else, it's about 6 weeks paid vacation a year, plus national holidays. For me as a teacher, I get a fall break in about October that I have 9 days off. I get about 16 to 17 days off for Christmas. I get what's known as a sport break, where people are meant to go on vacation with their families and just have some wholesome family fun skiing. That is 9 days. And then I get an Easter break that I just took. That is 10 to 11 days, depending on when Easter falls. And then there are several 3 to 4 day weekends here at the end of the year. And then I get 7 weeks off for summer break. It's difficult to overstate just how different it feels as well. On a totally unrelated note, teaching in a country where I know that my students have what they need, and by that I mean they have mental health care, they have physical health care, they have anything for their emotional needs, it's all taken care of. So for me, a big portion of that tax burden that I am taking on goes towards knowing that, when I'm walking around in the street and I see a mother or a father, often a father, by the way, it's really nice to see fathers out pushing their strollers. I know that, they get to stay home with their child for a year and a half because, we pay taxes. And when I go to the doctor and I get really excellent care and all I have to pay is $20, or maybe not even that, because I've been ill a lot this year with strep throat and all sorts of other stuff. So I just don't have to pay. I just go in and I see the doctor and it's free. I got to go do physical therapy for my wrist and it was free. And I know some people will jump in and say, well, it's not free, you paid for it. But you know what I mean. I pay this tax payment, and then I get this for it. Of course, taxes also go to fund the public schools for which I work. They go to fund daycare initiatives and help for the elderly and all sorts of other things. So just to recap again the numbers, I am making 46,000 American dollars a year. That's about 3,800, 3,850 a month before taxes. And after taxes, which I pay about 24% of my income in taxes, I have about 2,900 American dollars in my checking account. So my tax burden is $925. Of that, about 360 is my retirement. That is mine. It goes into my little pot for my retirement for when I am old and need it. And then $560 a month pays for my health insurance, transportation, my vacation time, any kind of sick leave that I might need, and things like that. So this is just my perspective, just from my opinion, but I must say, as someone who grew up in America without health care and who grew up without access to dental care or health care or things that I often needed, it is an incredible, it's very difficult for me to overstate. I can't really say the amount of stress relief it gives me to know that it's taken care of. And I contribute to that, and other people contribute to it, and it creates this system that I think, for my perspective, from what I have experienced in 2.5 years of living in Sweden, going to a variety of different doctors for a variety of different reasons, using the public transportation, benefiting from the vacation time, it's just, I think that my 24% in taxes is worth it. So hopefully this has been educational for you. I know that it can be hard sometimes to sift through the information that you're getting, and we're always wanting to be vigilant about, are we getting right information, are we not? I know I'm just a random person on YouTube, but these are my numbers making what I think is a pretty middle-class salary in America. I mean, about $46,000 a year gross is a comfortable salary, I think, for a single person, and my tax burden is about 24%. If you have any questions about taxes or living in Sweden or anything, you can definitely write them down below. But if we could please avoid any kind of heated political debates about this, it's not my intention. I'm just trying to share my perspective because this is something that comes up so frequently, especially whenever I tell people I live in Sweden. And I thought, you know what? I just filed my Swedish taxes. I just filed my American taxes. Seems like a good time to talk about taxes. So thanks for checking in. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.